Yes, people, how are we doing? Hope all is good. So a bit of a different video today. I just wanted to give you my Olympia predictions just for the open class. So those of you who don't know, Fuad Abiad, who owns Hostile Supplements and has the Real Bodybuilding podcast, he has a website that you can register and subscribe to and do all your predictions. So I've done it on there, and they're all locked in. So this is my predictions, and I've done first place all the way through to 19th place. So I'm not going to spend ages on it. I'm just going to give you my predictions, and obviously just being just shy of a week out from the Olympia now, we'll see how close we are afterwards. But in the comments, let me know if you think that I'm close, if you think that I'm way off. Let me know who you think your predictions are going to be for the 2025 Open Class Mr. Olympia. So I've got the list up here. Now, I'm going to start with first place, and I believe that Samson Dowda from the UK is going to remain the current champion and retain his title. We saw a guest posing he did at 6 weeks out, and he was in much better condition than he has been at that time. And I do feel like losing Arnold to Derek earlier in the year has just lit an insane fire within him to come back and retain that title. He's got the mass, he's got the size, he's got the shape, the structure, the symmetry. He has the best body. Now it's just how can he display that on stage with the conditioning. Feedback has always been conditioning, and I feel like he's going to bring that this time. So he will be untouchable in my opinion. So Samson first. In second place, I've got Nick Walker. And the reason for this is because I was there at the Pittsburgh show in May to see Nick and Derek go head to head. And in my opinion, I had Nick winning. Just feel like he let his midsection go a little bit in transitions. And it was so close. And since then, Nick has put on so much size that despite Derek's beautiful shape, beautiful lines, beautiful flow, and the aesthetics, I feel like Nick is just going to have way too much overwhelming muscle to be overlooked. So that's why I've got Nick in second. This is where it gets crazy because the person I've got in fourth could win it. The person I've got in any of the top four, in my opinion, could flip-flop either way. But the person I've got in third is Hadi Choopan. And the reason for this is because he has beat Samson at the Arnolds before. He always comes in condition, and I feel like he's got a massive point to prove and has been working super hard to do that. And working with Hani Rambod and Hani, just having Hadi as a client and training with him and pushing him through it, just having that one-to-one approach. And with Hadi's updates, he does look bigger than ever, and we know he's going to bring that condition. So that's my Hadi in third. Now fourth, I've got Derek Lunsford. Yes, he is a former Mr. Olympia. He did win the Arnold's, he did win the Pittsburgh, but can he peak for a third time? We've seen Derek come in, and when his legs are a little bit downsized, it does throw off the balance of his physique, and I feel like that may happen this time. So I've got Derek in fourth. Now, in fifth was a latecomer into the mix, and I'm so happy that it's worked out for him. I've got Baruz Tabani. He, to me, is just like a massive version of Hadi. Some little things with his physique, I feel like his glutes are probably actually too big for his physique. He could probably do a little bit more quad sweep, but his condition is unreal. His posing's great, and yeah, that's why I've got Baruz in fifth. In sixth, I have got Andrew Jacked. Now, and in seventh, I've got Martin Fitzwater. Now, previously at the Olympia, Martin did beat Andrew, but I feel like Andrew's coming in much better condition from seeing his update. His face looks sunken in, and I just really feel like we're going to see the Andrew Jack that we've always wanted to see. So I've got Andrew in sixth, Martin Fitzwater in seventh, newcomer into the mix, his first ever Olympia, I've got Good Vito in eighth. Brings a tremendous amount of mass. Obviously, we've only sort of seen him on Instagram, really. He did obviously the Detroit Pro last year against Martin. And then he had to pull out of the Pittsburgh show this year due to an injury. But I feel like Good Vito's got a tremendous amount of mass and brilliant condition, and he's going to have a point to prove at his first Olympia. In ninth, I have Tonio Burton. Beautiful lines, beautiful structure, beautiful shape. To me, is probably the most complete bodybuilder on that stage. I just feel like size is going to be against him, against the rest of those guys. But to be getting ninth in this lineup is absolutely insane. In 10th, I've got Rubiel Mosquera. Neckzilla, just so much mass, it can't be overlooked. Probably not the most prettiest physique in terms of aesthetics and balance. His back could come up a little bit more, but I just think that size is not going to be overlooked. In 11th, I have got William Bonac. He is actually just improved show on show. He's done a lot of shows this year, always brought great conditioning. His back double bicep and side shots are an absolute joke. And let's not forget, he has come second at the Olympia previously. Obviously, that was quite a few years ago and has nothing to do with now. But I do think William Bonac is still up there in the mix. So I've got him in 11th. In 12th, making his Olympia debut in the Open, I have Urs Kaczynski. We've just seen him win 2 back-to-back shows in the Open in his first ever season as an Open bodybuilder. And I feel like his shape, structure and flow is up there, and his presentation is class. He just needs more mass, needs an off season going into Open and fill that back out. And I think he's going to be very, very hard to beat later in the future. 13th, this is mental when I say this because he's a former Mr Olympia, I have Brandon Curry. I feel like probably age is just, not doing him any favours at the minute. His legs have always been one of those things that have been a little bit downsized, although he does have an incredible back shot and great side shots. But I feel like Brandon Curry is going to fall to 13th. In 14th, I have got Akeem Williams. I absolutely love Akeem Williams, and just seeing him on podcasts and stuff, seems like such a cool dude. His side shots are a joke. His front shots are a joke. He's got so much mass, but he does lack it in the lower back, and his lats do insert quite high, and I just feel like that's where it lets him down. In 15th, I have got Regan Grimes. I feel like Regan's one of those bodybuilders that you could look at and just say he's Mr Olympia because he's got beautiful shape, beautiful lines. He's a good looking dude. I guess you could say he's almost, some people say he's almost like the nowadays sort of Jay Cutler, but I just feel like sometimes he can fade a bit on stage. We've seen him in previous shows this year where he has sort of faded straight after the prejudging going into finals, but he has got an awesome back shot. So that's where I've got Regan in 15th. In 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th. So all these last 4 places, it's all their Olympia debuts. 16th, I've got Jordan Hutchinson, who won 2 back-to-back shows this year, brought up his back, put on a tremendous amount of size, great condition, and presents it really well. So Jordan Hutchinson is 16th. In 17th, I've got Brett Wilkin. Used to be classic physique back in the day, and moved into Open. He did qualify for the Olympia last year, but had to pull out due to gut health reasons. I think he had a few issues there, but this year he's making his Olympia debut. I think he's going to look absolutely wicked. I love Brett Wilkins' physique, and if someone said, you could look like Brett Wilkins tomorrow, I would take that all day long because he's got awesome structure, awesome shape, awesome size. He's not overpowering in size, and I think that's probably what is going to let him down. It's just a size game, and at the Olympia, you need to be as big as hell. In 18th, from the UK, I've got Sasan Harati. We did see him do quite a few shows this year to get that Olympia qualification. And I think if you win a show in a strong lineup, one and done, then that's going to put you in good stead for the Olympia. But if you're having to do quite a few shows back to back to back to get that Olympia qualification, that's where you can probably see yourself place towards the bottom end of the pile. But all of these competitors, like, to get into the Olympia is insane. So this is taking nothing away from their physiques. These are all the best bodybuilders in the world. And then in 19th, got Dorian Haywood, which, no offense to Dorian Haywood, I'm sure everyone has him in last, because he won the Masters Olympia, and the Masters Olympia winning was a ticket to get into the Open. So that is where I have him. Now, I'm going to run through that super quick, so you can, if you want to write this down, if you want to take a note, see how close I am, put my scores next to yours, and let me know in the comments who you have got for your 1 through to 19th at the Mr Olympia 2025. So in first place, I've got Samson Dowder. In second place, I've got Nick Walker. In third place, I've got Hadi Chupan. In fourth, Derek Lunsford. Fifth, Baruz Tabani. Sixth, Andrew Jacked. Seventh, Martin Fitzwater. Eighth, Good Vito. Ninth, Tony O'Burton. 10th, Rubio Mosquera, aka Nexzilla. 11th, William Bonac. 12th, Urs Kaczynski, aka the Miracle Bear. 13th, Brandon Curry. Crazy that he's a former Mr Olympia. 14th, Akeem Williams. 15th, Regan Grimes. 16th, Jordan Hutchinson. 17th, Brett Wilkin. 18th, Sasan Harati. And 19th in Dorian Haywood. I do not believe I've missed anybody out. I'm just going to double check. No, that is everyone there and locked in. So that's my 1 through to 19. They're my Olympia predictions. Like I said, let me know in the comments below if you think I'm close. Let me know if you've got the same. Let me know what your predictions are, and we'll see how this turns out next weekend. Olympia 2025 is going to be absolutely crazy, and I cannot believe I'm going to be there to witness it in person. If you can't witness it in person, get the live stream. And also, if you get the live stream on the Wednesday, you can watch me at the Amateur Olympia too. So double bonus. Appreciate you watching, guys. There's my Olympia predictions for 2025.